Section 2. The road user on wheels.
We'll start with some general points, all of which are dealt with in detail in the Department of Transport's manual, Driving, published by HMSO, which is recommended reading for all drivers. Check all round for vehicle condition. Remove L plates when the vehicle is not being used for instruction or practice. Any loads carried or towed must be secure and must not project unsafely. Do not overload your vehicle or trailer. When on a motorcycle, scooter or moped, you must wear a safety helmet of approved design which is fastened safely. You should wear sturdy boots and gloves. Wear reflective and fluorescent materials. Dipped headlamps also help you to be seen.
Don't drive if you feel tired or unwell. Tiredness can cause serious accidents. Never drive under the influence of drugs or medicines. They can seriously affect your driving ability. If you need spectacles or contact lenses to meet the official eyesight standard for driving, it is an offence not to wear them.
Do not use tinted optical equipment of any kind at night or in conditions of poor visibility. Tinted glass does not help your vision. Do not use spray-on or other tinting materials for windows and windscreens.
Drinking alcohol seriously affects driving ability. It reduces coordination, increases reaction time, and impairs judgment of speed, distance and risk, while inspiring a false sense of confidence. The risk of an accident increases sharply for drivers above the legal limit of 35 micrograms of alcohol per 100 millilitres of breath. About 1/3 of all people killed in road accidents have alcohol levels above the legal limit. Driving above the legal limit means losing your licence for a long period of time and can mean a heavy fine or imprisonment. Don't drink and drive.
Wearing a seatbelt halves the risk of death or serious injury in an accident. Drivers and front seat passengers in most vehicles must wear a seatbelt. It is your responsibility to wear a belt unless exempt. Make sure your seatbelts are properly adjusted and that your passengers know how to use them.
The driver is also responsible in law for ensuring that children travelling in the front are suitably restrained. For a child under 1 year, this means an approved restraint for that age and weight. Older children can wear any approved child restraint or an adult seatbelt. It's safest for young children to travel in the rear seat, wearing approved restraints for size and age. If rear belts are fitted, they must be worn. If there are no restraints in the rear, it's safer for children to wear an adult seatbelt in the front with a booster cushion. Do not carry children in the back space of an estate car or hatchback unless manufacturers have provided seats. Make sure that child safety locks are secured when children are being carried.
Study traffic signs and road markings in the booklet until they are familiar and always act on them.
Give clear signals in good time if they would help or warn other road users. Cancel your direction indicators after a manoeuvre. Watch out for other people's signals and react promptly.
You must obey signals given by police officers and traffic wardens, or signs displayed by school crossing patrols. Before moving off, always use your mirrors and look round for a final check. Move off only when it is safe and signal if necessary. Keep to the left unless road signs or markings indicate otherwise, or when you intend to overtake or turn right, or when you pass stationary vehicles or pedestrians in the road. Allow others to overtake you.
Use your mirrors often to check behind and each side of you, and never drive on a footpath or pavement. Drivers of large or slow vehicles should be prepared to pull in or stop on narrow or winding roads to let faster vehicles overtake. Use mirrors well before overtaking, turning, slowing down or stopping.
Motorcyclists should always look behind, even if they have mirrors fitted. Then give any necessary signal. Mirrors, signal, maneuver. Keep a special lookout for cycles and motorcycles, particularly when overtaking or turning. They are more difficult to see than larger vehicles and more vulnerable. Leave plenty of room for pedal cyclists in particular, especially if you are driving a long vehicle or towing a trailer.
Driving for long distances may make you sleepy. To help prevent this, make sure there's plenty of fresh air in your vehicle. If you are tired, stop and rest at a suitable parking place. You must obey speed limits for the road and for your vehicle. Signs generally show maximum speeds. They don't mean that it's always safe to drive at that speed. Take conditions into account. Except on motorways, there's a 30 miles per hour speed limit on all roads where there are street lights, unless signs show otherwise.
This table of national speed limits for all roads and for various types of vehicles is in your booklet. Never drive so fast that you cannot stop well within the distance you can see to be clear. Go much more slowly if the road is wet or icy, or if there is fog. Drive more slowly at night. Remember, it can be especially difficult to see pedestrians and cyclists in dark and poor conditions. Do not brake sharply except in an emergency.
Leave enough space between you and the vehicle in front so that you can pull up safely if it slows down or stops suddenly. Shortest stopping distances are explained in the highway code. The safe rule is to get no closer, so make sure you understand them. On the open road, in good conditions, a gap of 1 metre for each mile per hour of your speed, or a stopping gap of 2 seconds, may be enough. This also leaves space for an overtaking vehicle to pull in. Drop back if somebody pulls into it, and at least double the gap on wet or icy roads.
Make way for any emergency vehicles when their blue lamps are flashing or their bells, two-tone horns or sirens are sounding. In towns, give way to buses, indicating an intention to move out from bus stops if you can do so safely. Do not use handheld microphones or telephone handsets while your vehicle is moving, except in an emergency. Do not stop on the hard shoulder of a motorway to answer or make a call, however urgent. Only speak into a fixed neck-slung or clipped-on microphone when it would not distract your attention from the road.
When driving in fog, check your mirrors, slow down, watch your speed. You may be going faster than you think. You should be able to pull up within your range of vision. Don't hang on to tail lights. Do not build up speed to get away from a vehicle which is too close behind you. Remember that if you're driving a heavy vehicle, it may take longer to pull up than the vehicle ahead. Observe warning signals. They're there to help and protect.
See and be seen. Use dipped headlamps or front fog lamps. You must not use rear fog lamps unless visibility is seriously reduced. Use your windscreen wipers and demisters. Check and clean windscreens, windows, lights and reflectors whenever you can. Remember that fog can drift rapidly from clear to thick. Take particular care after dark. If you start a journey in fog, allow much more time.
Drive carefully and slowly when pedestrians are about, particularly in crowded streets, when you see a bus stopped or near a parked milk float or mobile shop. 2 out of 3 pedestrians killed or seriously injured are either under 15 or over 60. Remember, pedestrians may have to cross roads where there are no crossings. Show consideration and watch for people emerging suddenly. The young and the elderly may step into the road when you don't expect them to. Watch out for blind, disabled or infirm people. Give them plenty of time to cross the road. Deaf people may not hear your vehicle approaching. Drive slowly near schools and look out for children getting on or off buses. Stop when signalled to do so by a school crossing patrol. In places of particular danger, there may be a flashing amber signal below the sign which warns of a school crossing patrol ahead. Be careful near a parked ice cream van. Children are more interested in ice cream than traffic.
When coming to a zebra crossing, keep a lookout for pedestrians waiting to cross and be ready to slow down or stop. When anyone has stepped onto a crossing, you must give way. It often helps to signal to other drivers that you intend to slow down. Allow more time for stopping on wet or icy roads. Do not signal pedestrians to cross. Another vehicle may be approaching. In the area marked by zigzag lines at zebra and pelican crossings, you must not overtake the stationary leading vehicle. In traffic queues, leave pedestrian crossings clear. At pedestrian crossings controlled by lights, a police officer or traffic warden, give way to pedestrians who are still crossing, even when the signal allows vehicles to move. Pelican signals have the same meaning as traffic lights, except that a flashing amber signal follows the red stop signal. When the amber light is flashing, you must give way to any pedestrians on the crossing. Otherwise, you may move. A straight pelican is one crossing, even when there is a central refuge and you must wait for people crossing from the further side. Don't harass pedestrians by revving your engine or creeping forward. When turning at a junction, give way to pedestrians who are crossing the road you are entering. Remember, pavements are for people, not for motor vehicles. When entering or leaving property bordering on a road, give way to pedestrians as well as traffic. Be careful when there are pedestrians or marching groups in the road, particularly where there is no footpath. Give them plenty of room. Be especially careful on left-hand bends and keep your speed down. Go slowly when driving past animals. Give them plenty of room and be ready to stop if necessary. Do not frighten animals by sounding your horn or revving your engine. Watch out for animals being led on your side of the road, especially at a left-hand bend.
Some roads are only wide enough for vehicles to move in one direction at a time. They have special passing places. When a vehicle is coming towards you or wants to overtake and the passing place is on your side, pull in. If it's on the other side, wait opposite. Give way to vehicles coming uphill whenever possible. Don't park in passing places. A single broken line with long markings and short gaps in the middle of the road is a hazard warning line. Do not cross it unless you can see that the road well ahead is clear. Double white lines with the line nearer you solid means you must not cross or straddle them to overtake. If the line nearer you is broken, you may cross to overtake if safe. White diagonal stripes or white chevrons are painted on the road to separate traffic streams liable to be a danger to each other or to protect traffic turning right. Do not drive over these areas if you can avoid doing so. Where the chevron has a solid white edge line, you must not enter the area except in an emergency.
Coloured reflecting road studs may be used with white lines. White studs mark the lanes or centre of the road. The edge may have red studs on the left-hand side and amber by the central reservation of dual carriageways. Green studs may be used across lay-bys and side roads. Do not move unnecessarily from lane to lane. If you need to move into another lane, first use your mirrors. If it is safe, signal before moving over. Make sure you will not force another vehicle to swerve or slow down. When coming into junctions, be guided by any lane indication arrows on the road or on signs.
In a traffic hold-up, do not try to jump the queue by cutting into another lane or by overtaking.
If a single carriageway has 3 lanes, use the middle for overtaking and turning right. Remember, drivers in the opposite direction can do the same. Do not use the right-hand lane.
If there are 4 or more lanes, don't use those lanes on the right-hand half of the road unless signs and markings indicate that you may do so.
On a 3-lane dual carriageway, you may stay in the middle when there are slower vehicles in the left-hand lane, but you should return to the left-hand lane when you have passed them. The right-hand lane is for overtaking or for right-turning traffic. If overtaking, move back into the middle, then into the left-hand lane as soon as you can, without cutting in.
In one-way streets, choose the correct exit lane as soon as possible. Never change lanes suddenly. Unless road markings indicate otherwise, choose the left-hand lane when going to the left, the right-hand lane for the right, and any convenient lane for straight on. Remember, other vehicles could be passing on both sides.
A bus lane operates in the period shown by time plates. Vehicles permitted to use them are indicated on the signs. Outside the time limits, all vehicles may use them. It is an offence to drive or park a motor vehicle in a cycle lane marked by a solid white line. Where marked by a broken white line, drivers should not enter if they can avoid it and must not park in it. Do not overtake unless you are sure you can do so without danger to others or to yourself. Make sure that the road is clear far enough ahead and behind. Use your mirrors, and motorcycles or pedal cycles, look behind and to your offside. Signal before you move out. Be particularly careful at dusk, in the dark and in fog or mist, when it is more difficult to judge speed and distance. Remember, mirrors, signal, maneuver. On fast roads, vehicles may be coming up behind faster than you think. Make sure that the lane you will be moving into is clear for a long way behind. Once you've started to overtake, move quickly past and leave plenty of room. Then move back to the left-hand side of the road as soon as you can without cutting in. When overtaking motorcycles, pedal cycles or horse riders, give them at least as much room as a car. Remember that cyclists may be unable to keep a straight course. Do not overtake motorcycles, pedal cycles or horse riders immediately before turning left.
Overtake only on the right, except when the driver in front has signalled that he intends to turn right and you can overtake him on the left without getting in the way of others and without entering an operating bus lane. When you want to turn left at a junction. When traffic is moving slowly in queues and vehicles in a lane on the right are moving more slowly than you are, you should only change to a left lane to turn left or park, not to overtake. In one-way streets, where vehicles may pass on either side. Motorcyclists overtaking traffic queues should look out for pedestrians crossing between vehicles. Don't increase your speed while being overtaken. Slow down if necessary. On 2-lane roads, give way to vehicles coming towards you before you pass obstructions on your side of the road.
You must not overtake if you would have to cross or straddle double white lines with a solid line nearer you. If you are within a zigzag area on the approach to a zebra crossing. After a no overtaking sign and until the end of the restriction. Do not overtake where you cannot see far enough ahead to be sure it is safe to do so. For example, a corner or a bend, a humpback bridge, the brow of a hill, or where you might come into conflict with other road users. For example, at a road junction, at a level crossing, where the road narrows, on the approach to any type of pedestrian crossing, where it would involve driving over an area marked with diagonal stripes or chevrons, when it would force another vehicle to swerve or slow down. If in doubt, do not overtake.
Approach junctions with great care. Consider your road position and your speed. Drive on only when you're sure it's safe and you won't block the junction. Watch out for long vehicles that may be turning left or right at a junction ahead and may need the whole road width. Watch out for pedal cyclists and motorcyclists and for pedestrians waiting to cross. When waiting at a junction, don't assume that vehicles approaching from your right will turn left just because they're indicating left. Wait to make sure. At a junction like this, let traffic on the major road go by first. At junctions with a stop sign, you must stop at the solid white line. Wait for a safe gap before you move off.
When crossing or turning right into a dual carriageway, treat each half as a separate road. Wait in the central reservation until there's a safe gap on the second half of the road. If the central reservation is too narrow for your vehicle, wait in the side road until you can cross in one movement.
At mini roundabouts, give way to traffic from the right.
Do not enter a box junction if your exit is not clear, unless turning right, and only prevented by oncoming traffic or by other vehicles waiting to make a right turn.
When all traffic is held up by a police officer or traffic warden, you must not filter to the left or right until signalled.
Do not go forward when the traffic lights are green unless you can clear the junction safely. Never go forward when the red and amber lights are showing together. Where traffic lights have a green arrow filter lane, only enter if you want that direction. Give other drivers, especially cyclists, room to move into the correct lane. At junctions controlled by traffic lights, vehicles required to stop must wait behind the solid white stop line. Look out for cyclists, motorcyclists and pedestrians and give them room.
Well before you turn right, check traffic behind you in your mirrors. When safe, give a right turn signal, and as soon as you can do so safely, take up a position just left of the middle of the road or in the space marked for right turning traffic. If you can, leave room for other vehicles to pass on the left. Wait until there is a safe gap, then make the turn without cutting the corner. Give way to pedestrians crossing the road you're entering. Remember, mirrors, signal, manoeuvre. When turning right at a junction where an oncoming vehicle is also turning right, keep it on your right-hand side, then pass behind it. Check for other traffic before completing the turn.
If the layout prevents offside to offside passing, or if near-side passing is indicated, watch carefully for approaching traffic, which may be masked by the other vehicle.
When turning right from a dual carriageway, wait in the opening in the central reservation until it's safe to cross.
Well before you turn left, check your mirrors and signal left. Keep close to the left before and after turning. Don't overtake a cyclist or motorcyclist just before you turn left, and check that they are not coming up behind on your left before you turn. If you have to cross a bus or cycle lane to turn, watch for anyone on it.
When you approach a roundabout or mini roundabout, be aware of traffic already on it, especially two-wheelers. Give way to traffic on your right unless road markings indicate otherwise, but keep moving if the way is clear. Some junctions have more than one roundabout. Treat them separately and look out for give way signs. For roundabouts approached by two lanes, unless road signs or markings indicate otherwise, for a left turn, approach in the left-hand lane and stay in it. When going forward, approach in the left-hand lane and keep to it. If it's blocked, use the right-hand lane and keep there. If the roundabout is clear of traffic, use the most convenient lane throughout. For a right turn, approach in the right-hand lane and stay in it.
With more than two lanes, use the clearest lane suitable for your exit unless shown otherwise, and consider other vehicles crossing in front of you, especially those who want the next exit. Bear in mind that long vehicles may need to steer a different course. For a left turn, keep indicating left on approach and travel through. Going forward, indicate left when passing the exit before the one you want. For a right turn, indicate right on approach and until passing the exit before the one you want. Then indicate left. Make visual checks throughout.
Before you reverse, make sure that there are no pedestrians, particularly children, or obstructions behind you. Be especially careful about the blind area behind you. If you can't see clearly behind, get someone to guide you. Never reverse into a main road. Do not reverse your vehicle for longer than necessary.
Make sure that all your lamps are clean, that they work, and that your headlamps are properly adjusted. They could dazzle other road users and cause accidents. Switch on your lamps at lighting up time. Use headlamps at night on all roads where there is no street lighting, on roads where the street lamps are more than 185 meters, 200 yards apart, and on roads where the street lamps are not alight. Use your headlamps or front fog lamps at any time when visibility is seriously reduced, generally to less than 100 meters. Do not use rear fog lamps just because it is dark or raining or misty.
Use headlamps at night on lighted motorways and similar high-speed roads. Use dipped headlamps at night in built-up areas, unless the road is well lit. Always drive so you can stop well within visibility. Slow down or stop if you're dazzled by approaching headlamps. Dip your headlamps when meeting other vehicles or road users and before they dazzle the driver in front of you.
Only flash your headlamps or sound your horn to let another road user know you are there, never as a signal or rebuke. You must not use your horn between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. in a built-up area. When stationary, only use it at times of danger due to another vehicle moving.
You must not let your vehicle stand in these places. You must not wait to load or unload goods where there are marks on the curb during the time shown on the no loading plates. The absence of a yellow line does not automatically mean that parking is permitted there. Certain concessions are allowed to residents and to disabled people whose vehicles can be recognised by the official orange badge. These details may vary in different zones, so thoroughly study this section in your booklet. Never let your vehicle stand where it would cause danger to other vehicles or pedestrians, nor where it would make the road narrow, for instance opposite a traffic island or alongside a stationary vehicle, particularly if this narrows the road to less than the width of two vehicles. Nor where it would hold up traffic or cause inconvenience. Don't leave your vehicle where emergency vehicles stop, enter or exit. Always park safely and with the least inconvenience to others. Walk a few yards rather than cause accidents.
Hazard warning lights should only be used when the vehicle is stationary and causing a temporary obstruction, or in a slow-moving motorway queue. Always pull off the road into a parking area if you can.
Before opening any door, make sure that no one could be hit by it. Get out on the side nearer the curb whenever you can.
If you have to park on the road, stop as close as you can to the edge. Before leaving, make sure the handbrake is on firmly and switch off the engine and headlamps. Always lock your vehicle. Never park on the road at night if it can be avoided. Lights should generally be left on at night, especially in foggy conditions. Some vehicles may be parked at night without lights on a road with a speed limit of 30 miles per hour or less, but only if they are at least 10 meters away from a junction, close and parallel to the curb, and facing in the same direction as the traffic flow, or in a recognized parking place.
Trailers and vehicles with projecting loads must not be left without lights on a road at night.
If you have a breakdown, think first of other traffic. Get your vehicle and passengers off the road. Warn other drivers of an obstruction with hazard warning lights. or a red warning triangle at the correct distance behind it. If you carry traffic cones, place them on the road starting about 15 meters away next to the curb, the last one level with the outside of the obstruction. At night or in poor visibility, do not obscure the rear lamps.
If anything falls from your vehicle, stop as soon as you can with safety and remove it. If vehicles are going very slowly or have stopped, or you see warning signs, flashing lights or emergency vehicles, there may have been an accident. If you're first on the scene of an accident, you should warn other traffic, extinguish all fire hazards and ask drivers to switch off their engines, call the police and ambulance authorities immediately. Do not remove casualties unless in any further immediate danger. The Highway Code contains basic first aid instructions. Get to know them well.
If the accident involves a vehicle containing dangerous goods, a hazard information panel will indicate the substance carried. Arrange for the police or fire brigade to be given immediately as much information as possible. Keep everyone well away from the vehicle. Even if you act to save life, do so with the utmost caution. Dangerous liquids, dust or vapors may be leaking.
You can now review this section or pass on to the next. And remember that the Highway Code also lists the major points of law affecting drivers of motor vehicles.